So for the last part, for the ribbon here, we will create actually just a curve, and then we will extrude along this curve. So we switch here to, in the tabs, to curves and surfaces, and we switch to the side view. And there we draw a curve, and we take here the EP curve tool, and I start here with the curve actually there where it is then connected with the metal thing here, because yeah, actually it doesn't matter where you start, but it's just that we can hide here some things. So then we draw a curve more or less along here. The part doesn't have to be exactly where the image goes. It's just for you a rough guide how long it should be. Okay, here I do it, oops, a little bit closer. Good. And of course you can adjust the curve here with control vertex. If you are not happy with any points, just take them and move them where you want to have them. Okay, that's the first step. Check if here the curve is going more or less here along the ring. Okay, and I make this here still a little bit smaller. Good. Then as a second part, we go back here to polymodeling, and we take a cylinder, and this cylinder we of course decrease the subdivisions to 6, and we don't need any faces in the caps, and we scale it of course, and also scale it in this direction. So, and I position it right at the start of the curve, okay, not at the end, at the start. Okay, that's important, where we started to paint the curve. And I snap it here with, I have to go here somewhere nearby, then the snapping will work. Yeah, now a little bit better. And actually just scale it so that the band will be, yeah, I think the size is here okay. Good. And then take the face, the upper one, shift select the curve, and then go to mesh extrude, but open up the options, because here we have actually curve setting, and when we extrude a face and a curve is selected, then Maya takes it automatically along the curve. But the important thing is that we need divisions, because without divisions nothing will work. So I guess I just try 50 and see what happens. Extrude. Oh yeah, cool. I think 50 is enough, and it looks quite okay. Of course, here we are cutting. Check if the thickness is okay. Not too bad, actually. And for this metal part, you can connect, if you want, your two curves here, so, or two faces. So I just delete the faces next to each other, and I close it with a bridge. Yeah, worked. And here Of course, I let it cut each other because we do a metal thing here anyway. So scale it. And push it where you need it. So let's check the thickness here. Yes. And of course I need, what I do here actually to make it a little bit more accurate is I delete the faces on both sides. And then I take here the vertices, all the faces, and extrude one time. I go here to the point where the manipulator shows up. The reason why I do this, and see here, be aware, because we just added divisions before to the extrude tool, it automatically takes these divisions, okay? So before you do then any other extrude, make sure that you go here in, when you extrude here, so I just finish this and then extrude and put this back to divisions 1 so that this shortcut tool also always uses just 1 divisions. Otherwise you will get quite messed up here with too many divisions. Okay, I did this because of course I want here a little hole, and you see it's still too round, and maybe I could do this a little bit thicker, of course. So a little bit here, a little bit there, and I need here some edge loops. I just do them here on this side and see, yeah, looks better. And of course here and here, and also do it here on the inner side. And of course when I'm in the 3 mode, I reposition that a little bit, that it looks more or less, it's going inside it. Okay, it was too much. Of course you can make it closer together because here it's really pressed in. It depends on you how detailed you wanna do this. And maybe this is also a little bit thin, I guess. So I give it just more thickness also on this one. Okay, looks. You can do it also a little bit thicker. Or when I take these 2 edge loops here and put it to the side so that it isn't so sharp here in the middle. Okay. That's the basic part of the ribbon. Good. And last but not least, we will model a bit. And for that, if you ever had a look at it, it has actually 6 sides. So what we do, we start with a cylinder, but I do the subdivisions not to 6, I take it to 12. And the reason why we have in the in a bit different parts which are perfectly round, and parts which have this six-sided thing. And what we do is I also do here some subdivisions in the height, and I check here how big it should actually be, more or less. Actually, I have to model here the inside part also, that it has 6 sides. So it's just rough that it would nearly fit in here. Yes, that's my thickness I will take, and I just do it here. Now I put it here at the top, so it's easier for me to model. Good. Then, of course, I will stretch it up. And I will take here this edge loop. And around in this height. And I will scale these two just a little bit. Then I would actually, I need more subdivisions anyway. Now I just insert an edge loop, it's easier. So insert an edge loop here, and I also insert another edge loop here and here, because we need them later, that it's round here. Then what I do is I need perfectly flat edges, but not everywhere. That's the reason why I did here. I also do here one more edge loop. One more edge loop here, and I scale it down so that I have here a straight line and here a sharp offset. And what I do is now I take every second edge I go here to my top view, press F on the keyboard so I focus it, and of course I can see here right through, but I point it to X-ray because what I do is I want to have this flat. That means I scale this. You see this then here. There should be a perfectly flat line between these two. So when I have a look here, of course it shouldn't be, stretch it here also up, because it's scaled also in this direction. So now it's more or less flat, even maybe a little bit more. And it shouldn't go inside because this doesn't look here right. So I take all of the vertices, all of the faces, and I scale it out. And of course I have to drop it down a little bit. So that's the first part, because I need here perfectly flat edges. Scale it even more, and I have to do it here in both directions. Of course, better would be when I take actually this thing, because then it's not scaling here in the y-axis. Okay, so maybe you do it a little bit better than I. Okay, now I have here more or less. Of course, in the 3 mode, it looks still round, but this shouldn't be. And so what we do is you take actually just now the other two, so the the edges actually here. Yes, and do a bevel. So when I do a bevel here, decrease the friction, and actually we just need one subdivision here, so maybe 0.5, so that's a really small one. Maybe we take it to 2, because let's check then in 3 mode. Continue. So how it looks like, maybe 1 is enough, the friction. So go back, yeah. So that's my first step. Here it doesn't look quite nice, it's quite hard here, so I try if the connection to this point would be better. So get rid of actually all the faces here and see it's better, but I still need an edge loop here anyway. So what you do is you connect here every, of course you can do also the half of it and mirror it. Oops, delete a face, not the edges. And what I also do is I do an edge loop here. I also do it here because actually I have to do the same on the other side and see how the effect looks like. Yes, this is now a smooth stuff here. So quickly do it on the other side. And the last one. Of course, do it also on the bottom side, please, but I leave it here now in that. So. That's the first part. So actually it looks okay here when I do the edge loops. So, and the second part will be, of course, now the cross-shaped form. And for that, I take all the faces here and extrude them one time. You see, I still have the problem with the extrude stuff because I haven't reset it already. So go one time here to extrude in the options, decrease it to 1, and when I now extrude, it will be now in every part. So when you have a look at the bit, actually, you will see that we have a little bit that's going just up, and I do a second extrude, and this one I will scale down. So then I will take, let me see if my counting was okay. When I now take 2 here, leave 1, 2 here, Yes. Good. So always take 2 of them. And when we now do an extrude, see where the manipulator pops up. Then push it inside one time and scale it. Okay, because the form of a bit is always more or less, don't worry about the scale it even more. And maybe I just scale it here. Oops. So maybe when the scaling doesn't go in every direction, I have to switch here to that one. So this looks good. And then I take the single vertices here, which are just going or looking here a little bit weird. And I scale them here, more or less. So now the shape is coming to form. So there isn't actually a way to do all the scaling here at the same time. So because what we want to do is here scale this, but you see that it's scaling in a weird direction. So you have to check here the tool settings, and we change the axis orientation when we scale here to component. So what means that everything is here fine, perfectly scaling along the axis. And what you do is you scale that it has nearly the same size here than on the top. Okay, I do this here separately, so it's a more or less eye measurement. So scale it, yeah, looks quite okay. And on the last, yep. So that's fine. And then when I'm happy, I switch back here to the object. So, and then I see that here maybe I will do some more editing. Now I do it here at the same time again. So I take here always these 2 edges, because when I have a look here at this view, it should be scaled in a little bit more. And of course I need here now edge loops, but be away, maybe not edge loops, maybe we do it here as also, I think I should scale this here. Oops. So also take these parts and scale them also a little bit more in. And for retuning and refining so that all the edges stay sharp where we want to have them sharp, is I just take here this one and extrude it here 2 times again and scale it so that I have here a better shape. And we need here also beveling. Still these vertices were pushed in too much, so I get them back out. So now it looks better. Good. And when you're happy, because of course we can insert edge loops, but we want to stay here this form perfectly round, and if we do edge loops here, it would destroy our geometry. I just show you because I need here edge loops, okay, and they go here down the whole geometry. And when I'm in the 3 mode, then I don't want this, okay? This doesn't look good because it's also not in the geometry. So don't do that. That's now, I'll just save my scene. And we place our bevels right here on just these edges, because here we want to have sharper corners than everywhere else. Okay, don't forget. So here, 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 and here, not here. So I guess I selected everything, and then I go to mesh bevel, see how it looks like. Not too bad, I guess. And also in the 3 mode, I have a quite nice bit. I think I have to just make it here a little bit longer, and also maybe up here. Maybe I should get myself an image where I can check it. So I'm happy with it. The next step will be actually the rendering.